Imagine for a second that you've just hit rock bottom, and there doesn't seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Imagine staring at an empty bank account, a handful of broken promises, and the weight of your entire life's dream crumbling in your hands. How far would you go to save everything you ever worked for? Because in the next few minutes, you're about to walk in the shoes of Alex Hormozi, the man who fought tooth and nail to transform rock bottom failures into multi-million-dollar triumphs. Stay with me until the very end, because we're going to explore how Alex turned literally nothing into a money-printing gym empire. If you've never heard of Alex Hormozi, let me catch you up. By his early 30s, he was already known for building several businesses that generated tens of millions in annual revenue. It sounds like a fairy tale, right? But behind that shiny success story lies a journey of pure chaos, betrayal, and endless worry. This is not just another story about an entrepreneur who woke up and found a pile of money on his doorstep. In fact, there was a time when Alex stood on the brink of despair. If you were in his place, staring at an empty gym and an even emptier wallet, would you have given up? Today, we're taking a front row seat to his real-life epic. We'll explore how his wife, Leila, became the ultimate game changer, and we'll uncover the insane situations that tested their faith over and over again. So stick around, because you might see a piece of yourself in Alex's story, and you might walk away with the tools to turn your own trials into personal triumphs. Picture this. You're 20-something, fresh out of college, and the only thing you can think about is chasing a dream so big, it scares everyone around you. For Alex, that dream involved helping gyms grow, turning losing businesses into profit-making powerhouses. But there's one small problem. He had never run a gym before, yet he was relentless. He believed if he took enough risks, he'd eventually make a breakthrough. Can you think of a time you risked your comfort just to chase that elusive spark of success? Before he became the face of multi-million-dollar ventures, Alex was just a guy who walked into gyms and tried to convince owners that he could help them win. That sounds bold, doesn't it? But with no track record, every day was a grind just to prove himself. He learned the hard way that if a business has leaky pipes, you have two choices. You can either ignore the leaks until the whole place floods, or you can step up and fix them, even if you have no idea how. Back then, Alex would see owners pouring every last bit of their savings into equipment or marketing, only to remain stuck. That struggle reminded him of how easily a dream can turn into a nightmare. He realized that building a system that consistently brings members through the doors was key, yet finding that system was like hunting for a hidden treasure. If you were Alex at that point, with no credibility, surrounded by doubt, would you still charge forward? At first, his efforts failed. He poured his energy into quick fix marketing attempts and ended up with empty sign-up sheets. Most folks would have walked away after their first meltdown, but not Alex. He found a spark of hope in data, noticing that if a gym offered upfront transformation challenges, membership rates soared. That sounds like a random discovery, right? But for Alex, it was a stepping stone to the kingdom he was trying to build. He doubled down, tested, and refined every approach he could think of. His idea was simple: turn ordinary gym marketing into a grand event that people wanted to be part of. Eventually, he landed on something that worked. At this point, he was on the verge of a breakthrough. Yet there was one more twist waiting for him. He wanted to scale, and that meant more risk, more funding, and more leaps of faith. Scaling up is that tricky phase where many new businesses stumble. For Alex, that meant transitioning from helping a handful of gyms to a full-fledged consultancy program known as Gym Launch. Picture yourself with a bit of success under your belt, some money in the bank, and a big plan to change the world. Then imagine how quickly that money can drain when your overhead costs explode, your partners get greedy, and the phone stops ringing. One of the earliest and most crushing setbacks Alex faced was the betrayal of a close associate. Money was on the line, and everything seemed normal until the day it didn't. Suddenly, Alex found himself with a depleted bank account, mounting credit card debt, and no idea how to meet next month's payroll. If you've ever felt the sting of betrayal, you know how that can turn optimism into desperation. He had to figure out how to rescue Gym Launch from collapse before it fully took off. Data suggests that over half of small businesses fail within their first 5 years. That statistic never feels real until you start living it. Alex was living it in real time. The frantic phone calls, the spreadsheets that never balanced, the sleepless nights wondering if tomorrow would be the day the walls came crashing down. Sound exhausting? Alex chose to stare down the storm. Instead of giving up, he funneled every dollar into essential resources like marketing, hiring, and coaching. His logic was straightforward. If you do not invest in the right tools, you cannot fix the leaks. It was do or die for Alex. He either had to make Gym Launch profitable within a few months or walk away with nothing. The clock was ticking. Which path would you have taken? Quit or press your luck even further? Alex pressed on, and soon, Gym Launch was generating an impressive revenue stream that surpassed what anyone thought possible in such a short time. He scaled from one small operation to dozens of successful gym transformations across the country. This was the moment that proved to him he was onto something huge. However, every success story needs a reality check. The more Alex grew, the more issues popped up, from employees leaving on short notice to gyms copying his methods without giving him credit. These problems are enough to break an unprepared entrepreneur, yet Alex pressed forward, armed with a newfound confidence that maybe, just maybe, he could handle anything. Sometimes, the one thing standing between you and total destruction is a partner who believes in your vision just as much as you do. For Alex, that partner is his wife, Leila. Have you ever felt alone in your struggles, as if nobody else understands the turmoil in your head? Imagine finding someone who not only understands, but throws themselves into the fight beside you. That is what Leila did for Alex. When Alex met Leila, he was laser focused on building Gym Launch. Some people might say relationships and business do not mix, but these two proved that wrong. She saw the potential, and more importantly, she saw his unwavering belief in making a lasting impact on the fitness industry, so she joined him. In those early days, you might have seen them eating ramen noodles at midnight, huddled around a dimly lit laptop, strategizing how to solve a new problem at the gym or discussing the next big marketing campaign. It was not all sunshine and rainbows. They disagreed on plenty of things, from where to invest the limited funds they had to how aggressive their marketing should be. But through every argument, they found mutual respect. Leila was the organizational backbone, the one who kept everything in check when Alex was swinging for the fences. She handled operations, developed teams, and brought a level of order that Alex desperately needed. Data reveals that businesses run by strong co-founders stand a higher chance of long-term success, and that synergy can make or break a startup. If you were in Alex's shoes at that point, juggling monstrous responsibilities, do you think you'd survive without someone like Leila? Probably not. She was the silent engine that kept Gym Launch from derailing. Having that pillar of support made the difference between drowning in chaos and riding the wave to even bigger opportunities. Their collaboration reached a critical peak when Gym Launch started to multiply its revenue. That was huge, but it also meant an avalanche of new commitments, clients, and higher stakes. Imagine the pressure you'd feel if you were making tens of thousands of dollars in daily revenue, but also risking tens of thousands in daily expenses. For Alex and Leila, that was the new normal. And for better or worse, they thrived in that environment. As Gym Launch soared, Alex and Leila doubled down on their partnership. This chapter of their story shows that when you are navigating uncharted waters, you can either face the storm alone, or you can find that perfect co-captain to sail with you. And that choice might define your entire future. Rapid growth is a double-edged sword. On one hand, you have the fame, the money, and the recognition. On the other hand, you have brand new fires to put out almost daily. This rang true for Alex. The avalanche of responsibilities took a toll on him, physically and mentally. If you had been him, would you have kept sprinting forward or slammed on the brakes? Even with Leila by his side, Alex was not immune to stress. Late nights evolved into sleepless weeks, and there were moments when he wondered if all this was worth it. He had to keep investing, keep hiring, keep innovating, or risk losing the momentum he had built. One small misstep could send the whole thing crashing down. Stress-related burnout is among the top reasons entrepreneurs either fail or walk away from otherwise successful ventures. Alex himself once revealed that at the height of Gym Launch's meteoric rise, he was teetering on the edge of burnout. He almost felt numb. Yet each time he thought about stopping, he remembered the mission. He was changing the lives of countless gym owners who had trusted him. That responsibility weighed heavily. Then came another blow. There were legal issues stemming from a few gyms that claimed Alex's strategies were too aggressive or that they breached certain regulations. Lawsuits, or even the threat of them, can knock the wind out of any business. Imagine scrambling to find a good lawyer, rewriting terms and conditions, and ensuring your entire brand doesn't get tarnished. For Alex, it meant another round of putting out fires while trying to keep the machine running. But that is when Alex tapped into what he calls the unstoppable mindset. He had come too far to fold. He poured time and money into legal help, refined the Gym Launch model, and once again, emerged not just unscathed, but stronger. He learned that every catastrophe is an opportunity to refine your approach. If you are faced with a wall of problems, you can either cower or build a ladder. Alex chose the latter. That iron will might seem rare, but Alex wants people to realize that we all have the capacity to build it. The question is, do we choose to fold or fight? Only you can decide. By now, Gym Launch was an undeniable success, and Alex was branching out. He realized he could apply his marketing and business building expertise beyond just gyms. So he started looking at other niches, offering his skills to businesses eager to scale. This evolution led to new ventures like acquisition.com, where he and Leila invested in businesses that showed potential but needed strategic help. What if someone told you that the skills you gained from one seemingly narrow industry could skyrocket you across a dozen different industries? That is exactly what happened with Alex. He began studying marketing like a scientist studies a lab experiment, testing new ways to capture attention and convert audiences into loyal customers. He discovered that the real secret to success is not just about working hard, it is about working hard on the right things. Seeing how quickly Alex's approach worked, more companies came knocking. Whether it was a software startup or a hair salon chain, they wanted the Hormozi touch. That is when Alex realized something crucial. He wasn't just building a business, he was building a legacy. But legacies require sustainability. They are not forged overnight. He started thinking about how to structure deals, how to coach founders, and how to turn small ideas into unstoppable brands. Along the way, he made money at a pace that most people only daydream about. If you had the power to ignite that level of success, would you keep all the secrets to yourself, or would you share them? Alex chose to share them. He wrote books and posted free content revealing the strategies that made him millions. People often ask, why would he give away the golden goose? The answer might surprise you. Alex figured that if he could elevate more businesses, they'd become part of his broader ecosystem. That synergy would create even more opportunities. Think about it. The more you give, the more you build trust, loyalty, and a community of winners. That community has helped Alex strengthen his brand beyond the gym space, making him one of the most talked about entrepreneurs today. Yet success on that scale comes with skeptics. He encountered critics who said his methods were too aggressive or that giving away free knowledge was just a publicity stunt. But if you look at the results, countless businesses have soared after applying his frameworks. That track record speaks volumes. If you were in Alex's position, would you listen to the critics or keep forging ahead for the believers? You already know his choice. Leila, once a co-founder in Gym Launch, is now the powerhouse co-architect of everything Alex touches. From strategic branding to talent management, her role has grown exponentially. Imagine building your empire with the person you love most, day in and day out. Would it be smooth sailing or endless conflict? For Alex and Leila, it is a balancing act that continues to evolve. If you're wondering whether it ever got easy for them, the short answer is no. The truth is, as your business scales, your problems scale right along with it. But they also believe in dividing and conquering. Alex is the front-facing marketing guru, while Leila organizes the internal operations. They complement each other in a way that multiplies their strengths. If you've ever questioned the value of a supportive partner in business, one look at Alex and Leila should provide your answer. The real secret, as Alex frequently shares, is not just about the perfect marketing script or the flashiest brand. It is about having the grit to keep going when everything else seems to be falling apart. Some people call that resilience. Others call it obsession. Alex simply calls it doing what needs to be done. Over time, they have created an entrepreneurial ecosystem that invests in growth stage companies, guides them through strategic hurdles, and shares the profit. This circle of success is what keeps them growing and giving. More important, it highlights how crucial it is to have the right partner in your corner, both in business and in life. If you were to embark on a journey as chaotic and uncertain as Alex's, who would you want beside you? And that brings us to the moral of Alex Hormozi's roller coaster life story. It's easy to look at the multi-million-dollar empire and assume he always had it figured out. The truth is, he stumbled, lost money, got betrayed, faced lawsuits, and nearly broke under the weight of his own ambition. Yet he persevered. He kept experimenting with new methods. He surrounded himself with the right people. And most importantly, he never stopped believing in his ability to adapt. So what do we learn from all this? First, big dreams come with big setbacks, but that does not mean you stop dreaming. Second, if you have a partner who believes in your vision, that could be the difference between collapse and triumph. Third, being transparent and sharing what you know might feel risky, but it can lead to some of the biggest rewards. Finally, resilience is the foundation upon which all these pieces rest. Without it, every challenge is a dead end. With it, every challenge is a chance to level up. Now it's your turn. Do you see yourself adopting Alex's relentless spirit the next time you face a life-altering obstacle? Would you bring a partner on board, trusting that together you can figure it out? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story of epic highs and devastating lows, hit that like button and subscribe. We have plenty more real-life tales of wild ambition and impossible odds coming your way. Because if there's one thing Alex Hormozi's life teaches us, it's that sometimes you have to stake everything on a dream that feels too big to handle. And in those moments, having someone who has your back, like Leila did for Alex, can turn your craziest goals into unstoppable reality.